Hello. Welcome to the session on Preparing Nuts and Match with Bolts Part 2. Let us look at the objectives of this session. At the end of this session, you will be able to cut and file square rod to blank size to cut external threads. File square bolt and nut to correct size and shape as per drawing. Determine tap drill sizes for square nut. Drill holes for tapping to cut internal threads in square nut. Cut external threads on square head bolt using die and die stock. Cut internal threads on square nut using tap and tap wrench. Match nuts with bolts. Let us now look at the materials and tools required to prepare square nuts and match with bolts. File. Square rod. Bench vise. Chamfer tool. Tap drill size chart. Center punch. Center drill. Drill bits. Tap wrench. M12 split dies. Screw pitch gauge. Let us now look at the materials and tools required for the square head bolt. Saw. Die stock. Cleaning tool. Oiler. Let us now look at the sequence of square head bolt. Ensure to wear safety equipment while preparing nuts and bolts to prevent from injuries and also ensure a safe work environment. Cut the square rod to size. Measure and cut the square rod to a length of 53 mm. File square rod side. Use a file to reduce one side of the square rod from 25 mm to 24 mm by ensuring that it remains at a length of 50 mm. File the size as 11.9 mm diameter and 50 mm length. File chamfer in blank end to 2 mm and 45 degree and head side of the bolt as 2 mm and 30 degree. Holding and preparing die stock. Secure the square head bolt blank in a bench vise. Make sure to hold firmly at a 90 degree angle. Prepare the M12 split die and place it in the die stock. Set the M12 split die on the square head bolt blank's end and carefully cut the external thread. Rotate the die carefully and evenly around the blank until the thread is cut to the desired length. Continue cutting the thread with the die, checking its compatibility with the corresponding nut. Repeat the process if necessary until the nut fits perfectly onto the bolt's thread. Check the external thread using screw pitch gauge and matching nut. Confirm the accuracy of the external thread by using a screw pitch gauge to check the pitch and a matching nut to verify the fit. Clean the thread in bolt and nut. Use a thread cleaning tool or a wire brush to remove any debris or metal shavings from the bolt threads. Let us now look at the sequence of operation for square nut. Check the length of the raw material size. Verify that the square rod's dimensions are correct with a side length of 25 mm. File nut to size 12 mm thickness and 25 mm side square rod. Using a file, reduce the thickness of the square rod to 12 mm and ensure that it remains in square shape. On one end of the square rod, create a chamfer using the file as 2 mm and 30 degree to smoothen the edge. Determine drill size for M12 tap. Identify the appropriate drill size needed for creating the tapping hole to accommodate the M12 tap. The drill size can be calculated based on standard tap and drill charts or using a tap and drill set. Mark center of hole for tapping hole. Measure and mark the center of the hole where the tapping will be done. This point will guide the drilling process. Punch on the tap drill hole center with center punch 90 degree. Use the center punch to create a small indentation at the marked center. This indentation will help guide the drill. Make center drill to locate hole center. Hold the workpiece in the bench drilling machine and prepare a center drill that will be used to locate the center of the hole for tapping. Use a drill bit with a diameter of 6 mm to create a pilot hole in the square nut. Next, use a drill bit with a diameter of 10.5 mm to create the hole for tapping in the square nut. Use a small smooth grade file and do chamfering on both sides of the drilled hole to 2 mm and 45 degree in the square nut. Secure the square nut in a bench vise, ensuring it is parallel to the vise jaws. Place the M12 first tap into a tap wrench and carefully cut the internal thread in the square nut. Repeat the process with the M12 second and third taps until a full internal thread is formed in the square nut. Use a screw pitch gauge to verify the accuracy of the internal thread and check its compatibility with the matching bolt. Ensure that both the threaded bolt and nut are free from any debris or filings generated during the cutting process. Assemble the nut onto the bolt to ensure a proper fit and matching the configurations. Finally, apply a small amount of oil to the thread for lubrication and preserve the square head bolt and nut for further evaluation or use. Let's recap the key points discussed. Measure and cut the square rod to a length of 53 mm. Set the M12 split die on the square head bolt blanks end and carefully cut the external thread. For square nut, hold the workpiece in the bench drilling machine and prepare a center drill that will be used to locate the center of the hole for tapping. Place the M12 first tap into a tap wrench and carefully cut the internal thread in the square nut. Apply oil to the thread for lubrication. This brings us to the end of the session. Hope you have gained a good understanding of preparing nuts and match with bolts. See you in the next session.